he's too OP, especially if Wallbreaker Hulk is like you mentioned, he was able to take down all of the heroes.
Right, for real.
Bruh. And we talk about Black Star and we talk about the Inhumans and everybody, Mr. Fantastic and the Fantastic Four. He took out everybody, bro. Iron Man. He wasn't playing, bro. But the reason why I think they weren't able to make the Planet Hulk movie is because the Planet Hulk movie would have made us invest in Hulk more, and they didn't want us to care about Hulk as much because to them, Hulk is a throwaway character. If we remember, the last two appearances that Hulk ever had was Infinity War and Endgame, and both appearances he really didn't do much.
Right.
Like, let's be honest, in Infinity War, literally Hulk didn't show up at all. Right. And Endgame, go ahead.
No. Yeah, remember he only showed up for that little pop second, but that was only to say no.
He didn't. That's not a show up to me. He didn't come up and be like, "I'm Hulk." He didn't fight or nothing. That's why Banner was.
No, wait. You're right, but no. Remember, he got his ass. That's why, if you remember, he got his ass handed to him in the beginning of the movie.
But see, Frank, now I'm seeing what you're saying now, bro. Because if you even look at the comics, bro, like Hulk was almost just an OP character just to stand himself with Thanos. I felt like they damn near had to tone him down. Like
they had to make us not care about him.
For real, yeah, bro.
Because we thinking like, okay, if the Hulk we know, we're like, oh, why didn't he have a better fight with Thanos, right? He wouldn't have won. We know Hulk can never beat Thanos with the ring. If Thanos has a stone, Hulk can't beat him alone. But we know Hulk can last for a long time until it's all said and done. But that wasn't the case with this Hulk, and it's because this Hulk was how I explain it. This Hulk hijacked. Yeah, this Hulk hijacked Bruce Banner's intelligence, and because he hijacked Bruce Banner's intelligence, he didn't gain all that intelligence. He only gained a little bit of it, which made him conscious. But because of that, he wasn't the Hulk we know. I remember we all pretty much the same age. We know one Hulk. Rage, dumb, stupid, angry, Hulk. He's a Hulk smash, right?
Right.
A few things, Hulk smash, oh Betty, or whatever I'm saying. He said a few things because Hulk never really had intelligence. All he had was rage.
Right.
But he sacrificed some of that rage for Banner's intelligence so he can hijack the body. What happened in Endgame is the vice versa. Bruce Banner hijacked Hulk's body.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, Bruce Banner wasn't strong. Right? He wasn't strong. If you remember the fight in Endgame, bruh, what did Hulk do, bruh? I don't even remember if he did anything besides punch that big dude right when they ran.
Right, and he was holding back when Bruce Banner wanted to come out. He was basically holding back, and that's probably like you said because he had control over him to a point where, like you said, he felt like he was fighting. He was basically they had like a love hate relationship. They was feeling like he was fighting for him and all like that. Like he was using him because he felt like he was just inferior and all like that. And I was like, now you need help. Like you don't need me for this. Like nah, it's like I felt kind of like how Venom is, kind of like how Venom Eddie Brock is, kind of like how similar to that how that is.
Yeah, the difference between them is that they have a relationship. So they could be beefing or good, but their relationship is due to their interaction.
Yeah.
With Bruce Banner and with Bruce Banner and with Hulk, their relationship is like what do you call it? Like beefing online. Right?
Yeah.
You go post some shit. You go post some shit for someone can see it, but you ain't about to say it to them because you really in their case you can't. Right?
Yeah.
You about to post some shit but you can't say it to them. But that's how you really feel. And the other person sees it, Hulk know how he feel. They both don't like each other is what the case is. But if they both came to a point, the reason why Planet Hulk failed for real, and not Planet Hulk, the reason why the mixture of that failed Planet Hulk's image of like our image of Planet Hulk is because that was the strongest Hulk we know because they both came together and agreed to live together. They were like, you know what? He was like, look, Bruce Banner was like, you know what? I love this woman too. And Hulk was like, you know what? I love this woman too. All right, we about to just go split time and love her and have children. And next you know, she got pregnant and then boom, she died. The kids was split apart. And I would love to see a Hulk that I respect. I didn't really respect none of these Hulks. I didn't care about none of them really.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't really, like I said, I was trying so hard too, but it was like I feel like it wasn't really until like Endgame. That's why the only reason I respect in terms of Professor Hulk character, because I knew this is probably the only version of the Hulk that made sense in terms of using the stones to bring everybody back. That had the most intelligence, that had enough to wield it and everything like that. I feel like that was the only way that it could make sense in terms, and like you said, the relationship between, like, you know what I'm saying, how he had control of his intelligence and all like that. That's the only way you can break it down. But I'm like, this is not the Hulk we know of. That's why I'm like, now with the She-Hulk, like I said, I feel like they're using this show to kind of like evolutionize his character more. Because it's like, what would be the point of bringing She-Hulk?
Is it a show?
This is a TV series. Yeah, this is a TV series.
Okay.
So I'm like, even with that, they already confirmed they can make more seasons with this. You know what I'm saying? So it's really obvious they ain't gonna just use this She-Hulk in this. It's obvious they're gonna just use this versions of Hulk up in this. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be a lot of CGI versions of Hulk up in this, bro. So yeah, like I said, I'm hoping we just see, because I'm knowing we can't just see just Professor Hulk going forward. We already seen Planet Hulk. We seen the regular, like a regular Avengers Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. Like, I know we gotta see different variants of. We already seen different variants of villains. Like, we gotta see more of heroes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that would be a waste if they just not do that to Hulk. Because I'm like, there's different. We haven't seen Maestro yet. We haven't seen, you know what I'm saying, Worldbreaker. Like, there's so many ones you can just go with. You know what I'm saying? So
I still yet to even see Red Hulk.
Oh no, that's gonna come. Yeah, that's for sure gonna happen.
That's gonna come, bro. That's coming for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure gonna happen eventually. Yeah.
I already know exactly how it's gonna happen.
What would be the point of bringing Ross if he don't? What's the point of bringing Ross if he's not gonna turn into Red Hulk? Like, that's why I'm like, that's basically his whole right.
Yeah, he getting fed up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He getting fed up, bro. I rewatched, and I want to say this just to interject. I know we got to switch to the what if in a minute. I want to say this to interject. I just rewatched Black Widow. I first watched it with Terry. I just rewatched Black Widow. They don't give enough credit to that movie, bro. That was a pretty damn good movie. I was like, they do not give it enough credit. But one thing that she said to Thunderbolt Ross that made me know he was gonna be Red Hulk is when Thunderbolt Ross was tracking her down in the beginning of the movie, she was like, "Oh, look at you. You're looking a little bit. You're looking like you're on your last leg." She was like, "What? Two triple bypasses and a bum heart?" And he was like, "Don't worry about me. I'm good." In my mind, I'm thinking like, "Oh, he about to do whatever he can to get stronger and to get healthier."
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So he can still be in the fight.
Yep.
He about to get that gamma gene, bro. I already know.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised it happened sooner. Like, but like I said, they had to probably just get the Infinity War saga like out the way first. So now you can bring all. It seemed like they bring in most of the big characters from each of these heroes. Like I'm saying, like they bring out the Sinister Six for Spider-Man, and like you said, they bring in what's this you was talking about, what's his name, Goro the Butcher or something like that from Thor. It's like they bring all the main villains from each. You know what I'm saying? And now we got King the Conqueror. You know what I'm saying? Where basically he could be the centerpiece of this multiverse and all like that. So I'm like, I feel like they trying to play it safe with like between the street level villains and the Omega level characters. You know what I'm saying? So where you can have this TV series and the movies, you can bring the new characters and the new villains, like just do that, like how they've been doing with WandaVision like that. I think it was earlier when Deontay was posting something with they was gonna possibly make a Agatha the Harkness show, I believe so. Like
they should. I think they are, but I'm thinking to myself like I don't mind them making that show. I think right now is not a perfect time to do that. Like she's already is she dead? Did she kill?
No, she's not dead. No.
She just slave in a hex.
Right, yeah, she basically in Wanda's hex right now, right? Well, eventually it's gonna show she was gonna come back. But the thing is, we in this multiverse now, we don't know how much backstory, and we don't know, like we said, like it could be characters that we probably know that's gonna probably come from a timeline from where she was at. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's the good thing about I feel like that's the reason why they do these shows, to introduce new characters, you know what I'm saying, do different timelines and all like that. Like I feel like that's probably the safest way you can really do it, to be honest, because that's a lot of characters you can just throw in just, you know what I'm saying, one movie. So I feel like they just use the TV series just to play safe with it. Cause just imagine if we got, like, for instance, like with the John Walker situation, like with him and with I forgot, who was that, like what's it called, the Flag
White Widow,
like that? No, the other villains on there. Like them, right? You can use them now. Like the fact we did that, now they just build it up. Now they saying we getting the Captain America 4 movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like you see, just based off what a TV series can just. Now they just making a movie just based off like just the popularity of what that show did. You know what I'm saying? So it's
what if Captain America got with Captain Britain? Ooh.
Yeah,
And
that'd
Yeah,
be
that's
everything
what I was
cold.
just about to say. What if they probably showed what of the what is?
Right, like That's why I'm like, I feel like this what is basically like they're just letting us know, like they saying this what is, but this is what if, like we can actually see this in live action, like because even most of these characters they was introducing in this with this show. I remember Kevin Feige was saying like, I think it's I don't know if it was Comic-Con or just when they announced the Marvel show, they announced like basically the cast, like they already let it be known like most of the villains from What If gonna be in these live action movies, so I was just like, dang, like it's crazy how they were showing like the teasers of the Dark Doctor Strange and the big villain with the long arms. I don't know what that character is called, but it kind of reminded me of Starro in a way with the long testicles, whatever. I forgot.
He's supposed to be like that thing is supposed to be it's not like I thought it was Cthulhu, like something like a Cthulhu.
Yeah.
But the Cthulhu of Marvel, just to let y'all know, the Cthulhu of Marvel was that beast behind Shang-Chi's wall. Did y'all know that? So that beast was one. There's they're called like the Masters of Fear or whatever. It's like certain embodiments of fear in their realities or in their universe, right? So in whatever universe that the Shang-Chi is in, that thing is like the embodiment of fear. But anyway, the little octopus thing is supposed to be, I don't forget what they call it, but he had showed up, or it had showed up in a comic, and they explained that as long as it's in our universe, it grows without stop. So it can grow to be as big as a planet, in a sense, without stop.
In other
So if you
words,
notice, when he released it, bro, it got hella big and it took over Ultron, right? Right when he released it. It's not because he did that. It's because, he embodies that monster like the other monsters he does. So I thought that was interesting. I thought also like her seeing it and noticing what it was. Captain Britain was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
the last two episodes have been wow.
Yeah, bro. I feel in terms of like I felt like the Captain Britain was basically just like how we looked at Cap, but it's just based off this multiverse, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, what if this was just like how we look at Cap? It's just basically Captain Britain. It was just like the opposite. Like, what if she took the serum instead of Steve? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they just swapped it, you know what I mean? Like, which we could possibly see an interaction with them because we seen a Cap versus Cap in live action already, like when he ran to himself from a different timeline. So I'm like, you'll never know when they'll probably end up seeing each other some type of way. But in terms, like you said, these last two episodes, that just shows you how powerful Doctor Strange is just in general, bro. Because you seen the part when he literally just, the fact that he can swallow, I forgot exactly what I think, did he swallow a stone, if I'm mistaken, bro? Like, did he literally?
No, bro. If y'all notice, bro, he swallowed the Ultron's energy to destroy that universe.
Bruh.
So you know how he destroyed the universe by biting it last episode, right?
Yeah.
He tried to destroy this universe by exploding himself, like using the energy of all the stones.
And Doctor Strange,
you see the universe explodes,
and it
but Doctor Strange like brings it back together, and I was like, bruh.
Yeah, bro.
So that's celestial level power.
Yeah, bro.
I mean that
with no stones.
Yeah, because he's pretty much. I mean, at that point, especially when he became Dark, he was already Sorcerer Supreme. So imagine like a Dark Sorcerer Supreme. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
really is an embodiment of like a celestial sorcerer. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's crazy. So,
right.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the
it's
fact
crazy how powerful they're showing Doctor Strange, like not just what we've already seen, but in this what if we really see how even Doctor Strange was like the first person that we've seen obviously throughout What If with no stones to realize that he was being watched by a Watcher, which is crazy because it's like, you know what I'm saying, like the fact that he knew there was a much higher being out there and he was conscious of it and actually talked to him just because it's like, that's just wild Vision. Even with Ultron becoming Vision and then having to have all the stones to be able to do that. That's crazy. Like,
yeah, bro.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, and I really feel this way. And Terry, Solly, man, give me all points on this one because I'm trying to foresee this happening. I can't see how Marvel will do it. they literally have gave us two big bads regarding the multiverse phases. Yep. They gave us Kang the Conqueror.
Yep.
Right, and we don't know how bad he is. He could be like an anti-hero, or like I'm trying to keep everybody's universe kind of in their own loop kind of thing. Yeah. Or he could just be like, I want to own everything. But even if he is the bad, you know how like Loki was the big bad until we realized Thanos is behind Loki?
Yeah.
Imagine like how Kang could be the big bad, but then Doctor Strange is the real enemy because he's way too powerful. He's way too powerful, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Do y'all think they make Kang the big bad, or they'll make Doctor Strange the big bad?
I feel like it can possibly be. I feel like it could be a switch of both in a way, because I think I read a story where it was kind of like it was like a Doctor Strange from the other universe going against the Dark. You know what I'm saying? Doctor Strange like Sorcerer Supreme. You know what I'm saying? Like it was different variants going against each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought we could possibly see like either that, but I'm like they gonna have to definitely save Kang to be the bigger bad for this point, because that was the whole point of the Loki series was based off him. It seemed like at this point, because we trying to figure out who these timekeepers are and everything like that, and he basically just opened doors for this multiverse anyway. That's kind of like how we looked at the first Avengers with Loki with the stones with the Tesseract. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Kang is definitely gonna be the big bad, but the Doctor Strange, because like you say, he's too powerful. Like most of these heroes we seen that had too much power, bro. Like they obviously turn evil, or to a point where the heroes have to basically turn against them because it was just too much. They had to go against their control. So I feel like it could possibly be both, to be honest, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely, I mean, I think it'll be Kang. Like obviously, I do believe like Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch is obviously gonna like play parts in it, because like I feel like they'll be jumping and stuff. But then, I think the way that they brought in Kang was like, there's no way, unless there's someone out there like Galactus or anybody above him that could like be bigger than Kang, because the fact that the TVA was really created by a super high powered being to be outside of everything, but then to be outside of that, hiding from someone like Kang was like, bruh, he really got to be something else. Because the fact that your variant created a whole nother reality outside of everything is hiding from his variant is like scary. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he got to be like way more OP than any like villain we've seen, like way more OP than Thanos, like everybody, bro. So yeah.
Well, what if they hide him? What if he was? I was thinking about this the other day, because I think we talked about it. Yeah. We were talking about, I think, yesterday in our text. We were like, why does the Infinity Stones work in Watcher's realm and not in Kang, variant Kang's realm? And I was thinking to myself, like, why would one want to create that realm? Right? He was already able to visually observe and to act and have his little minions act, the TVA act. Why does he want to be in there? And I was thinking to myself, like, maybe he's hiding. Like the Watcher, I don't think the Watcher was able to see him. This is the reason why I say that. I don't think the Watcher was able to see him, because if the Watcher was able to see him, the Watcher or the Watcher's Council or whatever would have been able to react, because technically, Kang is a Watcher that actually, does stuff to involve himself.
Exactly.
He might not involve himself directly, but he created a whole organization to mess with the timeline, which is what the Watchers don't want to be happening.
Exactly.
Right? I think he created that realm. Him and his other variants created their own realms to be able to manipulate the time outside the Watcher's purview.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's actually that's a really, really that's a really good point.
You said it on point, bro, right? Because we know the Watchers out there, and we talking about in terms of live action, and we know just in general, even based off the comics, he has to break an oath where somebody just has too much control over it. Like happened with Dr. Doom when he took Odin's power, you know what I'm saying? Happened with Thanos and the God. Like it happens with most of these people just have too much control over this multiverse. So I feel like we most likely gonna probably see that, and I don't know if it'll probably be Doctor Strange, because I'm like, we still haven't got Secret Wars yet. It's probably to be something beyond that, even beyond the scrolls and all like that, where the Watcher has to just take a step in. Cause like he already watching where basically we was at Guardians of the Galaxy where he was just watching over just that part of that galaxy. You know what I'm saying? Just watching over that. So we don't know at this point where things could end up where he's at right now. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that, like you said, bro, the fact that he opened the doors of this multiverse with Kang, but we don't even know where the Watcher is at right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why they showing this what if version of Watcher now? You know what I'm saying? I feel like they can be teasing something that we could possibly see later on. Because if we get all this dark stuff now, bro, there has to be somebody that has to be watching over all of this, bro. It can't be just Kang, you know what I'm saying? That just over all this, you know what I'm saying? Somebody has to set these rules off that makes this even happen. That's why I feel like the Eternals might play a part in that. Because they saying, like, if they was being, I think they was supposed to be from, like, a 7,000 years, something like that. So they have they has to know more about these rules based off this multiverse and all like that. They must know about most of this. I feel like that's what this movie probably gonna explain. Because I'm like, if they don't, what will be their point of even being here? Like, what was
why they're making this movie? I hope, Terry, I'm hopeful like you. I hope that this movie, Internals, can tie into what we already have been consuming, like the what ifs, right? But to be honest with you, I don't think so. I believe that because we know that there are Infinity Stones in every universe, that means that there are Celestials in every universe. That means that there are Eternals in every universe, which means that they might not be able to tell us about the other universes, just about how Celestials maybe are created and like what their purpose is, because we don't really know what their purpose is. We know they are created on a planet, and like, you know, that their purpose could be to destroy the planet, to seed life on the planet, whatever. Honestly, man, I don't know what to expect from this damn movie.
But you know what? You go ahead, Simon. Yeah, what you about to say, bro?
Yeah, you know what I want to know? I want to know, like, obviously, like, you have the higher beings, like the Watcher and everybody, things like that, like Celestials. Do you think, like, what tier of, like outer space and outer reality, like, do you think, because I want to know, like, are the Celestials, like, are there different Celestials in every universe, or are the Celestials above the universes as well, like the Watcher?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because that's a good question. Yeah,
because I want to know.
That's a good question.
Yeah, they haven't really put that out there. If they necessarily we don't know how necessarily showing these Celestials is in terms of this universe. We don't even know like where these Eternals universe is at. You know what I'm saying? Where they come from.
That's
you know
true.
I mean? So
you know,
really
like,
break down
I want to know, like,
do
the Celestials and them have a different? I mean, obviously, I think the Eternals and the Deviants. I mean, maybe they come from a different realm, a different dimension, and they land in these different universes. Maybe, I don't know, but I would imagine that even a step above them, the Celestials, who they pretty much take orders from, well, originally in the comics, would be outside of all that as well, and probably choose universes like Galactus, right? Like let's use him for an example. I don't believe he's just stuck in one universe, one timeline, especially with him being, hundreds of thousands, millions of years old. For him to survive, he has to consume energy. He has to cosmic energy at that. So he has to pretty much feed off entire universe, solar systems over all that time. So I'm wondering exactly, right? Planets and all that. So I'm bro. For him being around millions of years, and him being pretty much like an elder god type being, would he how can I say it? I don't feel like it would be enough in just one universe.
You're saying if he's been alive for this long, right, and his appetite is that big, he should have ate everything.
Right, I mean, but here's the thing: in one universe, so that's why I think because there's multiple, there's probably dozens or hundreds of Celestials that have the same thing. Like all Celestials need cosmic energy and planets and stuff like that to live off of. So they have to kind of go to this universe, go to that universe, and they probably choose because Terrax the Tamer. We have to understand that Terrax the Tamer, and Silver Surfer are not in the same timeline. Terrax the Tamer is his herald from another timeline. Silver Surfer is his herald, and he's had dozens of heralds too, like the Destroyer and all that. But I actually was reading and I realized that the Terrax the Tamer I thought was a part of like the timeline we know of, but he's not. So I was like, that makes sense. Like for you to have different heroes in different universes as well. So I don't know. But it'd be interesting if they kind of show that, especially like with the Eternals and Deviants, because like you said, Frank, like where was they at? Like where did they come from, bro? Like y'all just everything was happening, and then all of a sudden, like y'all just now intervening or thinking about intervening. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just weird. So hopefully they show, you know, where was y'all at along with the Deviants, because Thanos is half and half, or he's a Eternal with the Deviant gene. So
you know what though, bro? I don't know. Just to interject, Solomon, I actually don't think that Marvel is going to tie Thanos and connect Thanos to the Eternals. I don't think so. I think that if they would have already done it, because Thanos is now gone, right?
That's true.
The Thanos we know is completely gone, never coming back.
Yeah.
I think that if they would have had the chance to tie Thanos to the Deviants and the Eternals, they probably would have either released the Eternals movie earlier, or, you know, called Thanos a Eternal rather than calling him a Titan. As we know, he is called a Titan, but we don't know him to be an Eternal as well, or, you know, Eternal/Deviant or whatever.
Yeah.
But they keep calling him, you know, Titan, and never call him nothing else. And I think that I would love for, you know, us to see the backstory on Thanos being an ain't shit teenager, you know what I'm saying, trying to destroy everything. I would love that.
Yeah.
But to your point, Solly, it can go both ways. I think that they can make it to where Galactus is either going with his appetite of the comics, so how his appetite worked and how his body worked, I guess, in the comics was after he ate a planet that had so much energy. It's like eating food, right? You eat a little food, you still hungry. You eat hella food, you got the itis and you about to sleep. It was the same way with Thanos. I'm sorry, same way with Galactus. If he would eat a planet that had a little bit of cosmic energy, like Earth has cosmic energy, and it has a moderate amount, but not as much as planet Sakaar.
Exactly.
Right?
Wait.
So on Planet Sakaar, I read the comics, right, of Planet Hulk. That was one of my best Hulk comics ever. And in those comics, Hulk had a kid, and Hulk's kid was about to fight Galactus. But Hulk's wife, who had passed, she reincarnated herself in the Earth of that planet, and they pretty much are saying like, hey, let Galactus come here and eat this planet, because if he comes and eats this planet, he could sleep for thousands of years, and then he'll wake up and eat another planet and hopefully sleep again.
Exactly.
So from my understanding, that he actually does hibernate, I believe.
Yeah, he does. You're right.
So yeah.
But don't you think? See, that's what makes me wonder. Like, what both of y'all are saying, like, all the stuff that's happening based off the universe, isn't that what catches Galactus' attention? What makes him want to consume that, like, basically off that universe, basically all the stuff that's going on with based off the Darkhold and all that, what they basically doing in live action now. Like, if you seen what basically, because if you see the trailer of the Eternals, they basically knowing about the catastrophe that happened in this universe. They basically know about everything, basically. So it's like, if that's the case, they gotta explain of why they're here and what explains to why they've been here after all these years. Like, they seen not even just based off the Infinity Stones, even before that, they must have seen a lot of death just leading up to just getting to the stones, bro. If they know that the Thanos was still here and all the people that was part of the galaxy over that, like, they had to know that. So that's what makes you wonder. Like, I feel like they're building something big now where something big is gonna happen, where it's gonna cause an effect where it causes like Galactus to come try to consume that planet. That's where you can bring like characters like the Fantastic Four, like, so you can bring like them type of characters like where you can have that intelligence of how you can stop him from, you know what I'm saying, trying to do it. Just kind of similar how they did with Ultimate Alliance, like when Doctor Doom consumed like Odin's power, but they can just do it just based off like either Kang, or they can just do it like how Doctor Strange is taking like control of all this, you know what I'm saying, or just how the Eternals, how they playing a part up in this. But I feel like that's what this movie really is building up for, like just that bigger, badder villain, like in terms of cosmic level villains. Like, I feel like they're just building up for that, cause like they seem like they're OP than any other villain that's out here right now that we know of, bro. These Eternals, bro. This basically like a Marvel Justice League, bro. You see that dude? He looked just like Superman, bro, almost, bro. Like, these characters look completely.
Yeah, but
OP.
He was getting dog. I seen him getting dogged in the trailer.
But you see what they're fighting,
he could touch
though.
Thor.
What? Oh, wait, you talking
I
about
don't know, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. This story that we know of in this MCU, he been getting whooped a couple times, but he still ends up winning a battle. But he takes a beating before he takes a win.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Thor, like not the Thor from What If, the Thor that we know, right?
Yeah.
The Thor from the movies. You gotta think about it like this, bro. Think about it like this. All the Avengers, minus Thor, all the Avengers, including Vision and Scarlet Witch, was not able to take down Thanos with the 6 rings or 6 stones. But Thor struck him one time, bruh. One time, and was able to take him out. Oh, well, at least, injure him.
That's because he had the Stormbreaker, though, right?
True.
But I was about to say, because with Mjolnir, he couldn't do that if that was the case.
Nah, with Stormbreaker. With Mjolnir, Mjolnir wasn't as powerful as Stormbreaker, and Stormbreaker... So it's 2 things that was different. Mjolnir and Thor wasn't as powerful as they would need to be to defeat Thanos. So Thor got stronger in Ragnarok, right?
Right, yeah.
And he had gotten a stronger weapon to be able to channel that power. Because Mjolnir wasn't strong enough for him to channel that power, as you can see. I remember, bro, him throwing out axe and Thanos shooting all the ring power at him.
Yeah.
And that was not able to stop him, bro.
Right. Yeah, bro. I give him that. Like, they're showing how
I give him that.
The most powerful Avenger for surely, bro. Especially when he got the Stormbreaker, bro. Most definitely, because if you even peep Infinity War, bro, everybody was damn near like just under attack at that point until Thor just made his way through, bro. Like with him with that Stormbreaker, I ain't gonna lie, he is like damn near like almost like the strongest hero compared to like either him or Captain Marvel for surely. Like they definitely like the most strongest, right? Or Doctor Strange.
I think him and Captain Marvel could go for it. They could go for it. I think Hulk. So we know that Thor could beat Hulk. He technically beat him on Ragnarok, but then the Taskmaster, the Grandmaster shocked Thor and made him lose. I believe that, like, the new Eternals, they're going to be powerful. You see some of their powers, but I think their power set is more like, how I compare it. Okay, does anybody here watch My Hero Academia?
No, but I heard it.
I've seen that.
I got lost within the first season. I need to get back on.
Okay, so My Hero Academia,
high school again.
Oh, that's a good one. So My Hero Academia, I compare My Hero Academia to, like, let's say My Hero Academia to X-Men, Eternals to Avengers. The My Hero Academia has abilities. They have powers. They have like mutations or whatever. But theirs are like very niche abilities. Like one person's ability is to be able to make nitroglycerin sweat and make explosions. Another person's ability is to touch things and make them float. Very, very, very particular power sets. Rather than like Superman, like do everything. Rather than like, Thor, super strong, pretty much can't be beaten, invulnerable, so they're like very set power sets. I believe the Eternals are going to take that same type of theme. If we notice, one of the Eternals is like the engineer. He does all the, he has
a lot of
black dude.
Yeah.
Him. Another one is like Flash. You see them running hella fast.
Yeah.
And then another one is like the Green Lantern, which is Angelina Jolie. She can create weapons with her energy, right? Yeah. I think that their powers are very niche. But because their powers are very niche in particular, they can't really fuck with people like Captain Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Captain Marvel is like God, like cosmic level being, you know what I'm saying? Like all up there. Even like, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange don't have niche abilities. He has everything. I think that the dude who has the laser eyes, I think he might be able, even with fighting Thor, he might be able to hang with Thor. At the end of the day, he don't have enough battle experience, and he ain't tough enough. Like, so let's be real, Thor been through some shit. And when you've been through the struggle, you get tougher. They literally have been hiding forever. They never fought nobody before.
That's the big question.
I think that... Go ahead, cousin.
Yeah, because I feel like that was probably the biggest question about this movie. Like, if they said in the movie, like, what's been holding y'all back? It's like there's somebody it's basically they're set under these rules, just like how it is with the TVA, how it is under the Infinity Stones. Like everything is set under some type of rule or something like that. You can't break an oath or you can't break or something. You know what I'm saying? You can't break this certain rule. But it seemed like with these Eternals, like they said they had to interfere in base of these. I don't know exactly what these enemies was called, but they showed a clip of that dude you were just talking about. I was fighting him out the water and all like that. Like it's like them type of beings that's invading this part of the universe. They have to stop from like basically before they start the catastrophe of this universe. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain beings from from their part that's invading Earth. But that still don't make no sense at the end of the day. Like I feel like they're teasing that, but it's still like, what does that has to do? Like, are they trying to say for something like a bigger villain that's out there or something? Like, it's like they're holding so much back from like why they're not helping, and it's like where all these other little beings come from. That's why I'm kind of like, bro, I was confused with it, bro. And it's like these characters, damn, like you said, this character remind me almost Superman in a way. He got laser eyes, he can fly, he got like super strength. We almost like you said somebody like Flash. I'm kind of like I'm not understanding like the whole purpose of why they're here now.
Like Flash, Green Lantern, Superman.
Right. Like that's why I'm kind of wondering like what's the point of these characters now? Like they have to play, especially they're deep too, bro. They almost like 7-8 deep. This is like this is like bigger almost than the Avengers original team, bro. So it has to be like, that's what I'm saying. It has to be somebody that's outside of Kang and all that they're trying to put out there. Because I'm like, why would they be here for? Like, it has to be a purpose of why they're here. It can't be just based off this other stuff too. Because I'm like, I feel like they just teasing something that's just that we just not aware of yet. I'm like, why would they be here, bro? I'm just confused off that.
I like the Galactus theory. I think that makes a lot of sense, especially due to in the clip of the Eternals, or maybe it was the trailer, you see one of the girls mentioning like, oh, well, why are they coming now? And they were like, oh, that the snap was a cosmic event that brought them to pay attention to Earth, right?
Right.
If it brought them to pay attention to Earth, then by definition, it means that if anyone has the vision for it, they can pay attention to Earth. Galactus can see most all of the universe probably, like a Celestial could. So he probably was like, oh, that's a cosmic event there. Let me go over there and check it. Actually, it was a cosmic event 3 times, right? There was 3 snaps on Earth. Mm-hmm. It was Thanos' first snap, it was Hulk's second snap, and Iron Man's third snap. So that might have been a lot of cosmic energy, bro. You're right. What's the name might be coming through.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro. I feel like that would be the best way to do it. And they already teased they're going to bring the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. So I'm like, bro, we already know the Fantastic Four plays a big part in the galactic story and all like that. So I'm like, this will be the perfect. And you need somebody intelligent to know like how to like stop a big villain, like, because it can't just be based off just your power and your strength and all like that. You got to have some type of talent to go up against a character like Galactus. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, you know what's crazy to think about it? Now that Iron Man, because Robert Downey Jr. he done playing Iron Man. I doubt. I mean, he might make an appearance, maybe in the future. Who knows? Maybe not. But who's the next big hero who is really just as intelligent, if not more intelligent, than Tony Stark?
We already know that's probably
that we've seen so far.
Huh?
That we've seen so far, or that's like in Marvel?
That we need because no one else is up there.
We already know it's for surely Reed Richards. It's for surely Richards.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah. No one. Bruce Banner, nobody, bro. Freaking Shuri. No one is on the same level of scientific intellect as Reed Richards. So he's literally like top 4 smartest characters, not heroes, characters in the whole Marvel universe, comic wise, all that. So they literally are gonna have to implement bringing in the Fantastic Four because they're gonna need. I mean, you could have Shuri do it for a little bit, or have Bruce Banner and her kind of team up together to kind of carry the mantle a little bit. But when it comes to his inventions, like he was the one that really who was it? Yeah, it was him.
Him or Hank Pym, was it?
Yeah, it was Reed Richards and Hank Pym that really came up with the design and everything for Ultron. Yeah. Hank Pym just gave Ultron his brain pattern. So, and then it was really Reed Richards in the What If Zombies that had came up for a cure for the plague called the hunger that turned everybody, like, it was him that came up with all the different things. It was him that came up with stuff on how to figure out Doom. It was him to figure out like he came up with all this stuff. So it's like, they're going to need to obviously bring them in. And when they do, Reed Richards will be the brains mostly behind everything. So, and then again, he plays a huge role with Galactus. And then that'll bring an opportunity to bring in characters like Silver Surfer, to bring in characters we might see a Beta Ray Bill. We might see other cosmic heroes because we'll need that kind of help. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not Earth no more. It's space now, and a lot of it coming. So
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, man.
I like that. I think that it could be pretty chaotic if Marvel do it the way I'm assuming how they're going to do it. But if we think about it like this, the comics have been just like that. So let me explain. What if they have a Faye Darcidius over here? I was saying like, okay, Solly and T. What if they do the Fantastic story with the Eternals, and maybe they have an Eternals 2, which turns into the Fantastic or whatever. And
that
then
actually be kind of dope a little bit,
right? And then they do. I gotta get off, y'all.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
man. It's okay,
All right,
bro.
Okay, to Maxine, I said hello.
For sure, bro.
All right,
Good one, bro. It's all
Tell
good.
him I said it was good.
Well, let me say this one thing, and I get off.
Yeah, it's all good.
What if they make 3 different storylines concurrent to each other, and then whenever they fight the big bad, it's like the real Marvel Civil War, where they have hundreds of heroes fighting this big bad person. So, for example, you got the Celestial timeline, right? Because no one else is talking about Celestials. Even in What If, they wouldn't talk about Celestials, right? They just talk about the Watchers and stuff.
Yeah.
So let's say the Celestial timeline, they talk about Galactus, Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four, all that. And then you got the like the Loki kind of like Kang as the enemy timeline. And then you got like the What If kind of timeline where it's like, hey, this Doctor Strange or this Ultron, which is technically ain't even dead. He's just in that little reality. Right? What if all those are congruent to each other and there's like movies that go to each one of them, you know what I'm saying? And then they all just merge together into like one big ass thing. Because I don't know, like Terry, I'm really confused, bro. I don't know why they will make this Eternals movie. They would have to have vision for this Eternals movie.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, why would y'all make a What If show with a different enemy than Kang? And they talk about multiverse and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, yo, there gotta be some type of tie-in. Like, I don't know.
That's what it's saying.
Yeah.
Like, what's up, bro?
So with it.
What's good with you?
No,
What's
dude.
up,
Y'all got a whole little thing going on.
P? Right.
Yeah.
Man.
I gotta hop off, fam. I'm gonna leave y'all with that one though.
For
All
sure,
right,
bro.
much
For
love,
sure.
man.
It's all good, man. We'll hit you, bro. Have a good one.
Soon. Shower up.
I just gotta ask him a few questions.
All right, love y'all. I'll see y'all.
All right, for
All right,
sure.
you know, fam.